Good morning, everyone. I'm not even going to lie, I pre-recorded this video and I had an error from my video recorder that the video could not be saved. So I'm literally going to repeat everything I said. And in this video, we're going to talk about time, the prevalence of time to your trading. So I outlined the session hours here. There's the 4 sessions that I find relevant to my trading are the Asian session, Tokyo session, which is a Tokyo session, the Frankfurt session, London session, New York, and the other thing that is there, NYSE, is the opening time for the New York Stock Exchange. So you're going to have Tokyo open at 22 hours. Frankfurt is going to open somewhere around 7. That's what FFO stands for, Frankfurt opening. London is going to open at 8. You're going to have your entry times for London somewhere an hour after the true opening, which is 9. And then for New York, it usually opens at 14, but I like to take my entries right after the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange. That's somewhere after 14:30. So with this, not much ado, let's just get into the sessions. I outlined them for the euro dollar. I did the same on the GBP after I switched, but I'm just going to leave the markups there, and then we'll go back to the GBP and then look at that too. So for the euro dollar, we had, this is the beginning of the Tokyo session. You're going to usually have your entry time somewhere within the hours of 0 and 1. After 1 is also feasible, like in the first 30 minutes. So just say between 0 and 1:30. So we're going to have the session opening at 22. Usually when this opens, spreads are high. I do not like to get into the markets at this time, but if you have a broker with 0 spreads, of course, you can do that. So the Tokyo session is going to open at 22. We're going to run into somewhere 6 o'clock where the Tokyo session ends. Then Frankfurt opens about an hour later, decides to do a run on whichever liquidity it has to run off. It doesn't necessarily have to be stops or running orders. It just does a run on the next available liquidity that the algorithm decides to run on. So it doesn't have to always run on stops, run on a fair value gap per se, run on maybe support. It just does what it has to do to the next available liquidity that the algorithm decides to choose. So then we have the next session, which is Frankfurt. So Frankfurt is going to open at 7, 6. So Frankfurt session is at 7, and then Frankfurt does a run on whichever liquidity it is. Then the next session to open is London. London opens at 8. Entry times are going to be between 9 and 9:30. So right here at 9, we saw the push to the downside happening. And then with New York is going to open at 14 hours. And then the New York Stock Exchange opens up into the next available liquidity. In this case, that was a fair value gap. And then we had the final run to the downside into a point of interest before price decided to shift up in the opposite direction. So that's it for your sessions. What I was trying to get out of this video is time is more important to me than price, because if you don't know what time it is you're getting into the markets, you're literally going to be behind the charts the whole day. In as much as I understand that trading is a job, but you wouldn't want to be sitting behind the screen the whole day. You'd like to know at what time to execute, at what time zones you would like to go sit behind your PC. Other people have other stuff to do. Most of us are not trading as a full-time job, so we have other things to attend to. In as much as maybe you might like to check your phone all the time or your PC screen all the time, but it's just relevant to know what the sessions are and guide your trading based off of that. So with that, I'll just leave the times here for a bit. Tokyo 22 ends at 6. Frankfurt opens at 7. The London session opens at 8. New York opens at 14. The New York Stock Exchange opens at 14:30, and then we just run on into the next day. So with the time of recording of this video, you can literally look at price action, you can see what price is doing at whatever time, and you'd like to set your time to your time zone to UTC or GMT based on what platform you're using. I use TradingView, so set to UTC to follow these same times, because if you're on a different time, these times are going to be different for you too. So you can literally do the calculation and then keep everything. So that's it for the euro. I did not mark up all the days because I also want to leave you with something to do. So with all your previous trading days, with your previous trading strategy, with your current trading strategy, you can backtest and see if the move is actually happening at these stipulated times. So the next thing, let's go on into the GBP. I already marked up this, maybe let's do another day. So 22. Seven, 8. Then 13. Okay, so right here on the 2nd of March, we saw how our opening time for the Tokyo session was 22 hours. So 22 hours, Tokyo decided to do its thing, trend up. By do its thing, I don't mean Tokyo trends up all the time, but Tokyo trended up. So let's just say right here was a liquidity point. We were in this area, this whole fair value area. So if you don't know what the sessions are doing and the next point to run it into, this might literally be a fake out for you, because the session just opened, we opened to the upside, we are taking orders at the discount area here. So this premium area would most likely not hold, because you have to know that time holds relevance over price, and you'd like to take your entries at certain times and based off of what the time is saying. Time to me is more important than price, because time gives you the edge as to what price is going to do. So right here we had Tokyo open at 22. We saw the move to the upside. We saw how at 1 we decided to come in and sweep this liquidity 130, and then the move to the upside continued. Then we have Frankfurt opening right here at 7. We had London open at 8, test this discount area within the Frankfurt session. For now, do not focus on the whole premium discount thing that I'm saying. I'm just trying to make you know the relevance of time over price, and how to use time as a confluence for your entries and your exits. So while literally discussing the sessions today, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of all that in the subsequent videos. So we had price open here at 8, continued the push to the upside, and then we have the New York session open at 14:30 begins the move, and then we pick up the liquidity from this area, tested a discount, and then price decided to fly off in the opposite direction. But then again, time, very important. If you are gotten right here and then you run this entry to, of course you know where to exit. We're going to do all that subsequently. And then one thing, it's not 100% perfect. The trading market is never 100% perfect, but these concepts underlie the market, and you have to know where you are in time, whatever time is doing. And also, one thing I'm going to mention is between the hours of 13 and 14, between the hours of 13, just once 13 opens, between 13 and 13:30, if price is not at a premium or a discounted range, you can literally hold your trades. And if price is at, you should know that you should get ready to exit, because the next session could literally run into the opposite direction, because we're already at a relevant price just right before the opening bell of the next session for price. So that is it. I'm not going to make this video so long. It's obviously longer than the previous video, because that was capped at I think 7 minutes. So thank you very much for staying. If you like the content, you would stay and subscribe, and I'll bring you more. Turn on post notifications too. Thank you.